There would always be frustration on people. And this government is not under the illusion that Nigerians are not suffering. What we are saying...
I'm glad you said that. Because
yes, I've always said that.
When people listen to some of this stuff, they feel almost insulted.
No, but I have always said
that you're ramming it down their throats, whilst a lot of the people in the administration are living large, driving fancy cars and traveling abroad and doing all kinds of things. I mean, it would be different if you said, okay, the president said, we're going to cut all this. And people feel that everybody is either on the same level or approximately on the same. You see what I mean? It's that sense that you rub it in their faces. And the other thing is the issue of the differences, that how other problems in society cancel out whatever it is you're saying that you've achieved.
So let me give you an example.
The constant, steady lack of electricity, the constant problem of insecurity, where so many people can't even go to the school you're talking about.
Right. So let me give you a perspective, because I think that, again, perspective will matter in this sense, and I will beg you to give me a moment.
Of course.
The cliche, the rhyme, the rap, the stanza that is often driven in the media by the opposition and sometimes even by members of the press, because you echo and mirror what's happening. And if the opposition have spoken more than we have spoken, you mirror what they say. Is this same rhetoric? People are poor, people are this, people are
rhetoric.
No, I will come. That's why I say, if you give me a moment, because if you cut the flow of thought, then it can carry a very different meaning to it. In 1960, Nigerians complained about hunger, deprivation, poverty, death, and healthcare problem. In 1970, Nigerians have made the same complaint. In 1983, Nigerians complained. In 1998, they did. In 1999, 2003, there has never been a moment since the creation of this country in which there was no complaint about either poverty, healthcare, and the rest.
Well, I beg to differ.
But let me finish. Yeah, let me finish. Sorry. There has never been that time. Yeah. So if I hear somebody saying this, that, or that, I am not perturbed by that. Now, but the point to be made is, I said, and it bears repeating, and I've been saying that since from the day I started speaking for this government, we acknowledge the fact that Nigerians are suffering. We have our own people that are suffering as well. But we focus on solution, and we communicate to the Nigerian people the effort we have made or we are making regarding that. And then urge the Nigerian people to be patient, have faith in government. We will glide through. That has been our consistent message. But oftentimes, it is taken out.
You want them to re-elect you and continue to wallow in their suffering.
Again, so
whilst you get around to fixing the problem, whenever you finally
so you see,
get
you have
around
taken a position already.
So
that means we are debating.
I am asking
you are not interviewing me. We are debating.
I am asking you a question.
And
it is a question.
So when I understand your question, but you don't understand my answer. But you don't understand my answer. Look. Now, for those who do economics and they understand planning, no matter the acumen, if the resources you have are so scarce that the population consumes.
So why did you make the promises you made at the outset? I mean, there's been an APC government in power since 2015.
Right. Okay. I'm here to speak for President Bwala Tinubu.
I'm just telling you that there's been a consistent... Are you not a member of the APC?
Yes, I am. But if you want to speak about APC, you speak to the national chairman. I'm speaking about the policies of President Bwala Tinubu.
Government. Okay, when you go for re-election,
don't worry. When we get there, we know what to say.
What I'm saying, you're not just going there for President Tinubu. You're going there as a collective body of APC. Okay, that's the support that is given to the president.
I'm listening.
Now, you also talked about the 1960s and the 1970s. I mean, go and look at the quality of life and the standard of living and compare Nigeria to all the other approximate economies around the world and see how close it was to those economies. When you come to the 1970s, go and look at the standard of living of people, even after the Civil War. Look at what General Gowon did in this country. There was nobody who could say that they didn't feel it. Look at the Udoji payments in the 1970s.
You see, this is we call mischaracterization and misrepresentation of context.
Where people had the quality of life and the purchasing power of the Naira was so powerful that virtually everybody in this country from a certain level could easily just go and buy a vote.
Yes, but since you are interviewing me, let me respond. Since you are
Nigeria.
interviewing me, let me respond.
No, it's just that you're making a
you even missed
comparison.
out the
You
point
shouldn't
I was
have made
saying.
the comparison.
No, you missed it out. If you ask a
just,
question,
you've just come back
Dr.
from
Charles,
the UK,
Dr.
where you
Charles,
go to regularly
Dr.
to
Charles,
go and chill out with your
with your money.
No,
Am I not right? Am I not entitled to use my money?
No, I'm not saying it's my money.
But am I not? Was I not going to the UK before I was appointed?
No. What I'm saying, I actually met you in the UK.
Well, I am a resident of the United Kingdom.
But anyway, look, let me move on to something so we don't waste too much time.
Okay.
Sort of, this sort of back and forth pat ball.
And I hope that you will avoid that.
But many Nigerians judge security by a simple measure: whether they can travel safely on the roads and sleep peacefully at night, whether many communities across the country continue to face worsening banditry, kidnappings, and violent attacks. I'll give you one simple example.
Okay.
In 2016, myself, my driver, and a cameraman, we took the car and drove from here all the way to Daura, to President Buhari's village, hometown, and drove all the way from Daura without any security, nothing, to Calabar in the southeast, stopping in different towns and doing reports from there. I would be insane to think of doing that.
In 2026, members of Arise TV have traveled from Abuja to Kaduna without being
Abuja to Kaduna is a very short.
But before,
it's a 2-hour
yes,
drive.
but before as well.
What about the rest of the country?
I'm coming. Before President Bola Tinubu came on board, you couldn't do that without serious security because it's an every week affair. Yet in 2026, people have been traveling from Abuja to Maiduguri. People have been traveling from Abuja to Adamawa. People have been traveling.
Have you traveled from here to you're from Borno State?
I'm from Borno State.
Have you driven from here to Borno to Maiduguri?
Oh, I don't think the entirety of the interview today.
Well, I'm coming. You're from there. Do you feel secure?
I want to be very honest with you.
Right.
I don't think I was called on this interview to answer questions, but to put words to me. Because each time I make the effort to answer, I'm coming. And I'm saying that because you're one of the most prolific and respected, and I still maintain my respect. But I'm saying that so that it doesn't happen tomorrow. When you called us to ask us questions, I beg you in the name of God to allow me to answer. Well, there will always be follow-up. You can rebut it. We don't get that as the governing party. I have to say it clear to Nigerians. When members of the opposition come here, they have a field day without follow-up, without interrogation.
That's not fair.
There are times where even the members, there are times even members of the media do the opposition case for them instead of allowing them to come and put up the case for themselves.
Right.
Like me, you have never called me and I don't show up.
That is true.
But I hardly get the time to answer the question. That's a fact I have to say. I have never in any media platform raised that. Do you know why I'm raising it before you?
Why?
My respect for you. And I know that you will deal with this situation. There are places I won't say that. I will flow with the moment.
Somebody is texting me, calling it emotional blackmail.
No, look at the other day. Atiku came and got 1 hour. Peter Obi came and got 1 hour.
Atiku didn't get 1 hour. None of them got 1 hour.
But they got more than 30 minutes. I follow your program.
No. If you bring President Tinubu, who is their presidential candidate.
Yes, but
on their level, they competed against President. So bring President.
But if you tell,
we'll give him.
But if you tell me that coming to debunk the two of them will be within the period of 15 minutes, and you will allow me within that 15 minutes, I'll debunk it.
We didn't give you. We've given you half an hour.
No, it was not half an hour.
It is.
But let us proceed. It's also half an hour.
But I'm sure you understand that you're somebody who's traveled a lot internationally.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard you on the BBC, CNN, and all the rest of it. We give you actually much more time here than they would ever give you on any of those programs.
Is the nature of their program.
Supposed to be
is the nature of their program. There was a time a program in Arise. There was a time morning show, they will be interviewing you for close to 3 hours. When they build up guests, then they started segmenting 20, 30. I'm a media person.
Anyway.
My first contact with you, if you remember, was in London.
Absolutely.
Many years ago on Arise TV, you interviewed me.
That is true.
So we've been around the block. And we're approaching election. It would not be nice that the governing party, just because there are situations for opposition want to take over government and the rest, I don't fear any question. Is the reason I went for Mehdi's program, even though I knew PDP at the time briefed him. So we don't fear.
Yeah.
The government of President Tinubu, the government of President Tinubu is transparent. If we are given the opportunity, I will give you not 1, 10, 20 of what we have done.
Okay. And when are you going to bring your principle? And not necessarily to this program, but to the media.
He's always talking to the media.
How many? He's not always talking to the media.
He's always talking to the media.
Do you compare him to people like Donald Trump? How much Donald Trump constantly briefs the media. It doesn't matter what you say.
Do you want to interview President Bwala Tinubu?
Compare him to people like Cyril Ramaphosa in South Africa.
Do you want to interview President Bwala Tinubu?
I would be happy to interview them.
I will speak to him about it.
Very good.
Yes,
Daniel, I want to thank you.